Just raise your hand. Raise your hand.
Raise
Raise
your
your hand.
hand.
Don't hide that.
We'll get
Don't
you.
hide
We'll
it.
get you. I'll be quick. I promise. I'll be quick. All
No,
right.
no.
So,
Go ahead.
thank you, man. So, also, right, just going back to like the palace intrigue of it all. The point about Biden endorsing Harris is relevant. The other important thing to remember here is that we're looking at the question. Yeah, the question. I think one of you guys, it might have been Dammy, said, "How can Biden finish out his term if the primary reason that he's resigning or pulling back from the campaign is that campaigning is too hard?" This isn't the same as LBJ in that regard. So really quickly, LBJ and the dump Johnson movement was about the Vietnam War. It was a policy issue. No one said LBJ was unfit to serve. He was too old. He was whatever. It was literally, we disagree with you on policy. We think you're a bad candidate on policy. We want a different candidate on policy. This goes to fitness to serve and do the job. And he's resigning for that reason. I think it's incoherent for him to resign the candidacy and not the presidency. Biden should resign the presidency and Harris should be the sitting president. I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Who's next? DJ? Go ahead, DJ.
What's going on with the room? What
Hey, you owe me $100, right?
You really owe me $100.
Stop playing. You owe me $100.
Hey,
DJ.
he did not call to unite. He came out like 50 Cent this and that.
His first 25 minutes. We're talking about Trump's speech. We made a bet that Trump would have a unification tone in his speech, and he started out early. And then the last 75 minutes, he just did something else.
All right, I'll give you $25. That nigga start.
DJ
that nigga
just
start
said, "Fuck
saying,
my mother."
lying jokes.
Bro,
he went there.
Fuck your mama. Fuck your mama, bitch.
Right.
I don't give a fuck about your mama.
No, Shaw. Come on.
Shaw, fuck your mama, pussy ass nigga.
Yeah, we're not settling scores up here. Come on now. Come on, Shaw. Cut it out. Stop antagonizing the guests. You came in hot, jumped off the mic.
Let's
come
keep
on now.
It respectable. I'm going to drop folks down because this is a show here. So, all right, let's get back into it. Reeves, do a quick reset for me, please.
Okay, so we are talking about Joe Biden dropping out of the race, endorsing Kamala Harris. But the last question that was posed to the room, right, was if. Shout out to Quinn for actually, doubling down on that. I got you, L. I got you. You next. So, where were we? Right, Quinn was saying, to Major's point, if you're dropping out of the race, right, because of the stress of the campaign and because of the, your mental capacity, how can you finish out that term? And I think that's a legitimate question, right? So let's go ahead and retweet the space. Let's invite folks via DM. Let's power chat live. Sir Major, that's SIRMAJOR, and let's check out that link. That's FBA Death Row when he's on in the Jumbotron. What's up, L?
No, all I was gonna say is that point that Sir Major is bringing up. I'm seeing everybody kind of say that shit. So what is the odds you think that he'll just say, fuck it, I'm going to just relinquish my presidential duties? I give him 3 days. He might be sleeping. They might have just put that shit out and like, well, hey, nigga, it's already going on. Just it's over with, Joe. He don't even know what's going on. He like, damn, I done resigned. Shit. Who knows? Shit, he talking about I'm going to explain it Thursday. What? The fuck you mean? It's like, man, what's the...
Hey, he needs time to get his bearings back. He lost his bearings.
Yeah, they gotta get time to regroup, right? I told you they have to this rollout. That's why you don't have a presser today, and you don't answer questions, right? You issue a statement like you did, sign a letter, post it on social media, let that make its rounds, and you let PR handle it. You let the press secretary come up with a statement. Let him have a speech. Roll Kamala out. And she's got to show it now. I mean, she's got to put on the show.
Girl magic shit, and that shit is not gonna work, man.
I don't know.
It ain't gonna work, bro.
The general public is not like Twitter.
You think they could convince regular niggas on the? She gonna be the first black female? Like, you think they gonna hit?
So the Democrats are already gonna get 75 to 80% of the black vote.
I don't know why y'all thought it was going to be any different.
I don't think she's gonna be the nominee. I think they're gonna move her ass out the way.
She'll be,
No, she'll be the nominee. Joe's gonna give it to her.
eh. But Joe is losing support. So how much
That's
does
why I'm
his
saying,
endorsement
like,
matter?
out
And
of
that
It
goes back
matters
again
to
his
the
fitness to
party. The
finish.
party.
Like
they
Joe
just
Biden has
moved his
loyalty.
ass out
Like
the
no,
way. They say go sit your whole ass.
the party just moved him out of the way, and that's goes back to Quinn's point. It's unprecedented. Where do they go? Like it's a,
Do you think they fuck with Hillary Clinton or that's just talk?
uh, she's jockeying, but the public don't have an appetite for her. I'm tired of her. She's lost
Sir
too many
Major, what you
times.
think? Who you think they gonna roll with? You think it's
they,
Kamala?
no, they definitely got to roll with Kamala. Joe Biden already put it out there. And that money they get, it's too much money on the line at this point. I think a lot of Democrats are upset that this happened this late in the game. They would have rather this happen sooner than later because you get time for campaign stumps, you get time for marketing and promotion, graphics on stuff. Now you're doing this. They're behind the eight ball, and I think that because they're doing this so late, I think that it gives Donald Trump an advantage. Now, here's what if I'm being objective and I'm being honest. Um, I don't think JD Vance can go toe to toe with Kamala Harris at doing speeches. I think that I just don't see it. I think Kamala Harris has a bigger, wider vocabulary. I mean, you got to remember she was the Attorney General of the state of California. She was the prosecutor. She was, she's been in Congress longer. JD Vance has only been in public office for 3 years. We don't know much about JD Vance politically, but I think that when it goes to those two doing debates and going toe to toe, I think that Kamala Harris is going to always have those one ups. It's probably in JD Vance's best interest, and I'm from Ohio. It's in his best interest not to debate her.
Well, shit, they ain't gonna debate anyway because she be in the press. She'll be debating Trump, right?
You said what? I'm sorry.
She'll be debating Trump because if she the
Well,
presidential,
yeah, that's true. You know what? That is right.
so
I
he just
forgot
got
about
out
that.
the jail.
Right, right,
Shit.
right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So she's gonna. Well, the thing is this. Now, this is where you're absolutely right. I
That's
forgot the
even
dynamic
worse.
change. Yeah, I think that
Bro,
let me
bro,
rechange my. I'm
bro,
sorry.
bro. Do you hear me?
What?
Trump,
What?
Trump gonna go hard. They gonna get a
No,
race.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, bro. I that just
No,
caught me off
yeah,
guard.
no. I
I thought
forgot. I
about it.
forgot.
Kamala and Trump
Listen.
debate.
Okay, so
Oh my
let me
god.
revise it. Let me revise my statement. Let me take that off the table. Take that off the table.
That show you how
If
crazy
Trump,
this is, Sir Major. Shit
hold on,
changed.
hold on. So if Trump and Kamala Harris go toe to toe with debates, Trump got to give us that good old fashioned nasty, give us that Hillary Clinton type of attitude. You got to treat Harris almost like she's Hillary Clinton. You got to be nasty. Trump's got to be. See, people that fuck with Trump because he's vicious.
He a
I mean, it's
grimy
like,
motherfucker.
yeah, you're nasty. You got.
If that man treats that black woman
They gonna
like
put the
that,
racial on
this
him.
liberal media would sacrifice
Trump has
him. Do you
never
hear me?
discriminated against people in terms
Man,
of
man,
hold on,
come on.
hold on. He has discriminated, but look, Trump has never discriminated in terms of how he treats people. It
If Trump goes on the offense and he's vicious to a black
Oh, it's
woman,
up.
do
They
you
gonna
she's
run
realize
that.
not
how they are
black.
going to
She's
paint
not
that?
black. This woman is an Indian American.
This is Twitter, bro. We're talking about Twitter. I'm talking about mainstream media and these pundits and the news. They're going to crucify this man. Do you hear me? They're going to paint this, and this man has attacked this black woman. And if she is submissive and she just give a little quip, you know how she do
They
it. She put on that
definitely
show
trying to
or
start the
give
racial
him the
war with that
old
shit.
Joe Biden bust me. Oh, Joe Biden, you bust me out of to give him that
Listen,
whole kind of
She
I
come
trying to
need
on.
run up
Donald
under that
Trump
shit.
to be aggressive and vicious when dealing with nasty Kamala Harris. He's got to be. He can't deal with her with kid gloves because
She ain't gonna deal with him with kid gloves.
exactly. Like, I mean, but see, she knows that she can't go toe to toe with Trump. She knows that.
So do you think Gavin Newsom's
I honestly
completely
think
out of
she
the
could.
picture?
Bro, Trump is
Right?
gonna
You got to
flame the
think about
fuck
her
out of her. They're
hearings.
still playing the clips
So
from 8 years ago. Him and
Man, y'all
Hillary. Are
got to
you
think
kidding
about
me?
her hearings and all right.
so is
No,
Gavin Newsom
but let me
completely
say
out the
this.
picture though?
Let me say
Okay.
this.
That's the question that I
Okay.
want to ask you
Wait,
guys
wait,
during
let me
pop.
say this real quick, Sean. Then you can go. Um, I think Trump takes the same strategy that he took into the debate with Biden. You let Biden talk, and he will kill himself. Let Kamala talk. She don't know nothing. She's not prepared. She's not good off the cuff. Just let her talk,
I don't
and
know if
she
I
will
agree with that,
embarrass
bro.
herself.
Listen, Rev, let me tell you why I disagree with that
Them
narrative.
AKAs gonna be
Hold on,
behind her,
hold
boy.
on. Let me tell you why I don't agree with that narrative. Kamala Harris is not an idiot. She plays the character of an idiot. Because rule number one in the well, not rule number one, but one of the rules in 48 Laws of Power is never outshine your master. Okay. Her job is to complement the vice or the president of the United States. She's the vice president. You're to be seen and not heard.
Not
I agree with
anymore,
that.
sir. She's the presidential
Right now,
nominee
no,
right
we're
now.
talking
We
about
got to change
before.
up
We're
our
talking about
language.
before.
Right.
Talking about before.
Okay, okay.
So she
My
could
bad.
not outshine Joe Biden. I mean, yeah, could not outshine Joe Biden. Her job was to just be there and compliment me. She played the giggling role, the laughter, like she has nothing to say. That woman locked up black folks. That woman was a monster as the attorney general.
Fact.
She ruled against the family of Madam C.J. Walker, right, and took their estate. Kamala Harris plays stupid. She talks in circles and she babbles. Now, if she was being a serious, if she was being serious and allowed to do what she wanted to do and get shit done, Kamala Harris is well spoken. She plays the role of a dumb idiot. Play the dumb black girl for us. We need you to do that role. Now, I think as she steps up and emerge as a candidate for the president of the United States, you're going to see a more concise and sharp Kamala Harris. I want to reflect. I want to draw all of you all's attention to that CNN interview that Kamala Harris gave Anderson Cooper the night of the debate when Joe Biden did so terribly. She got her ass up on that interview and she clapped back aggressively. Yes, she did. She clapped back aggressively, and Anderson Cooper had to say, "Ma'am, you're not the president. This is what the candidate should have said. You sound good." But your candidate didn't see that, say that. And so I think that as we look at this upcoming race, and I'll land with this in 30 seconds, is that I think you're going to see a different Kamala Harris. I think you're going to see a more firm Kamala Harris, a more aggressive Kamala Harris, and a more well-spoken Kamala Harris.
And that's when she's her strongest. Because if you saw her in those Senate hearings, she was chopping motherfuckers' heads off in those Senate hearings. I was like, when
And
I had
so
really,
that was my point,
right,
Shaw. I think she will rise to the
right, right.
occasion. I think
But
she'll have a
can I
A1
finish?
team around her and
Can I
not
finish,
a B
host,
team.
co-host? Can I finish?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, you guys don't know this, but Willie Brown groomed Kamala Harris when, Speaker of the House Willie Brown. He's one of the most powerful men in California. He groomed her, and they were actually had a fling.
Mayor of San
Yeah,
Francisco.
and
Shaw.
Speaker of the House for 20 years or something, right? Even more powerful position. So he was running the state, but he groomed Kamala Harris. So she's had that. I think she hasn't really found her place really because the her strength is really as an aggressor, and you could see that when she was doing those Senate hearings. But this is the question I have for y'all: is if Gavin Newsom ran, I think Gavin Newsom would win the presidency. What do you guys think?
No.
I agree. I think that Gavin Newsom is not going to be the president. Uh, I'm sorry, that was a mistake. Gavin Newsom is not going to be the president of the United States. He'll be a vice president. I can see that happening. I don't see the Bashir. Now, the thing is this: if, if we're being strategic, or if they're being strategic, they will have a Jewish vice president. Donald Trump is smart to go get a Jewish man to be his running mate. That means Kamala Harris has to, because her husband's Jewish too, and she's Jewish by religion or whatever. They've got to get someone Jewish to fill that seat.
Yeah, that's definitely not gonna hit. It's gonna have to be a Midwestern Rust Belt type candidate that bridges that gap. That your VP is literally only about like why she was chosen, right? I gotta repay that black community for get me that nomination and do this kind of coalition bill, right? I gotta bring the different parts of the parties together. I mean the caucuses together. Her VP's gotta be a somebody like a Andy Bashir. It's got to be. It can't be a Gavin Newsom. That's what I was saying. They can't have two candidates from California. They'll can't. You got to look how they'll campaign against that. It it can't be a two woman ticket. Nobody's got an appetite for that. Even with the Roe v. Wade argument. So I don't know. Shaq G then Elder. Shaq G then Elder.
Yeah. I want peace to the room. The host, major co-host, Rev, Re-Ups. Check it out. Look, we can't forget. Look, underestimate the power and the dedication of black woman sister girl votes. That's what got Biden in the first place. I don't care. Look, Kamala
The
gonna
old
sister
lady
girl,
brigade. Come on,
nigga.
Shaq.
Kamala gonna sister girl that shit. We gonna see how pro black our women are in a sec. Cause nigga, look, the optics of a white man up there, a white billionaire standing up there talking shit to a black lady. Cause look, that's what it looked like. We
Woo!
gonna see how pro black our women is when they
That
see
you
that
see,
on
and that's
stage.
why I was and Shaq, and this is why I was telling Mage, bro, he cannot go on the attack with this lady
Yeah,
on the debate stage. That's bad optics. They would crucify him in this
nigga,
liberal media.
90%. They say 90% of black women voted for Biden right in 2020. Look, they didn't vote for Biden. They were voting for that sister girl. Nigga, that they were voting for that
But
soror. Ain't that what they call it?
Shaq,
They was
Hold
voting
on.
for they sister girl.
That's
Yeah.
Shaq.
Rev.
But black women alone are not going to elect Kamala Harris.
I'm talking, nigga. That's who push it over the top, nigga. They
No,
Democrats
no, I mean, but no,
already.
I think that
Look,
may be
look,
Yeah, them
that may
look.
be
AKA,
the
Come on,
largest
man.
group
AKA,
supporting her.
Black
hey,
people
them
be swaying
AKAs gonna
elections,
I
come
don't know
bro.
if
out,
she has
bro.
support like that
And,
across the board.
Them
look, well,
AKAs
I'm a
gonna come
land
out.
that. Let me say one thing. I'm a land. Look, the black vote do be swaying elections, right? And a lot of people listen to black women. A lot of y'all was raised by black women, and y'all do everything they say do, right?
So we know they
Can't
dumb
even.
as fuck.
I'm landing right now. God damn, I was about to try to
Johnny,
cook
Johnny.
real
please.
quick. Okay. Anyway, I can't even say my statement. I was finna say some fly shit. But look, them black girls gonna show y'all ass the power of the black girl magic, nigga. They putting that Indian black bitch in there, nigga. It's gonna
Hey,
be
hey,
tough
hey,
for
hey,
Trump. I'm gonna
Shaq,
tell you that.
Y'all
Shaq,
out
Trump
of
might
Man, they
line.
win, but
done
Y'all
it's
as
out
gonna
of
be
fuck.
tough.
line.
Shaq, let
Y'all
me
out
add
of
something to
line.
your point. So I'm in a family group chat right now with a lot of my family, and so my father-in-law shared a text, a screenshot that as soon as Biden said he was dropping out, he got a text message from a Kamala Harris related PAC asking for money, saying, "Hey, support Kamala. She's going for it, blah blah blah." Then a black woman in my family who's about 40 years old, professional black woman, said nobody's really going to vote for her.
She ain't
So,
seen her on stage
so
across from Trump
to
yet.
your
She
Sir
point,
ain't
Major
seen the
was right
optics.
again.
black
She ain't,
educated
has
Sir
she
Major
seen the
was
middle
right
class
optics?
again.
black women are
The
not in love
optics
with
not out
Kamala.
there yet, y'all. Wait for the
Hey, check
optics
the
to
We've
drop.
seen her.
jumbotron. Sir Major was right again. Check
Wait
the
for the
jumbotron.
optics to drop.
Okay, y'all keep playing. Because that's her team is lightweight Bill and Hillary, right? That's Clinton Foundation, her whole um staff. But let's get the elder real quick and then Randall.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think we're leaping, right? I don't think Campbell's going to be the one running for president. I really don't. The white hierarchy in the Democratic Party is going to choose it. If she can't swing
She
the
was just
delegates,
endorsed by Bill and
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hillary,
that's
right?
what
it's
I'm
a wrap.
well,
saying.
okay,
It's
but
a
this is
wrap.
what I'm saying. Bill and Hillary do not elect. The delegates do. Um, and Trump, as far as her debating Trump, Kamala only has had one fucking job the whole time she's been vice president. Borders are. Look how that fucking turned out. There's a lot of fucking people that's pissed off as far as immigration. That's the albatross around her damn neck. And as far as sisters voting for her, then a lot of them have delineated. If she's not black, she's not black. So how's that going to turn out?
Wait till them optics drop. We gonna see. She gonna look black as hell up there. Okay.
Yep. Hey, folks, I just want to remind you all to make sure you follow the host and co host. If you can, go ahead and hit that top arrow at the top right hand corner. Make sure you share this space out via DMs. And then also make sure you share this in your timeline. Let everybody know that the official conversation is happening here. Right now, we are talking about Joe Biden. He's officially announced that he's dropping out of the 2024 presidential race, and he has officially endorsed Harris. All right. Also, there's a jumbotron. Check out the jumbotron, and make sure y'all support the space. And let's go to Randall S. What say you, sir?
Yes, thanks for having me. I think Harris is a very strong pick for president. I think she needs to choose a very complimentary vice presidential choice, though. I think it needs to be someone moderate. I think it needs to be someone from the Midwest. I, but I think if she does that, this ticket really has legs. Uh, a Harris Mansion ticket would be amazing. Harris, Buttigieg, however you pronounce his last name, would be
Buttigieg.
We don't
Buttigieg.
need
Yeah,
two people sucking dick in the White House. I'm gonna tell you
Jesus,
we'll
Louise.
be that
Johnny.
as it may. I mean, the, the fact remains that she needs a moderate from the Midwest, and if we get that, I think we see 4 more years of a Democrat in the White House.
Bro, this country is not gonna let
Thank
Wait,
you,
Kamala
wait,
win.
wait,
Randall.
wait, Randall. Wait, hold
Y'all
on.
don't have faith in the
But
deep
Randall,
state. I'm telling y'all
well,
really
can I
don't.
ask Randall a question? Randall, you, if I'm correct, you're a Democrat, right?
That is correct. Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Um, so how do you feel that Joe Biden has stepped away from his campaign because he's not physically and mentally fit to be to run a re-election campaign and to be president? How you feel about that?
Well, I mean, my initial feeling was one of shock and betrayal. Um, as I think many
Wait, betrayal
people,
by who? Who betrayed who?
Joe Biden and the Democratic Party. I mean, they had obviously known about this for a lot longer than the general American public had, and I think a lot of people
Rage.
felt betrayed by Joe Biden and by the Democratic Party when they came to that
Yeah.
realization. But in the weeks after, um, I had sort of solidified in my mind that Biden couldn't run, and I I think that this choice is delayed, but it is the responsible choice to make. And obviously, it's very hard for anyone to acknowledge that they are getting to the age where their physical frailty is a problem. More so if you are the president of the United States. And while the decision was late, I think it was the correct decision. And I applaud Joe Biden for making it.
Spoken like a true Democrat
Uh,
supporter.
uh,
I hear you.
If I could ask him one more
Fair.
question, if that's okay. Thank you for that, Randall. But here's my next question. You're saying it was a good time for them to do it, blah blah blah. How do you feel that your party had the opportunity to hold open primary debates that could have given your people a better snapshot of Biden's ability and also evaluate others who could step in his spot if he's not able to do it, but that was shut down and that process never happened? Do you have an issue with that you guys could have handled it back in March or February?
Oh, absolutely. And that was a lot of what I was talking about with the betrayal. I think, especially on the Democratic side, I was not to say that I was among the first on the Democratic side, but I was one of the first to be worried about his health and to say, like, if he keeps having these senior moments and they keep getting documented, this was before the debate, back when he was on the cover of the New York Post, off in a field somewhere in Europe, right? Um, and I think, yeah, that's part of the betrayal that I'm speaking to. But neither of these parties is perfect, right? I mean, they are huge, massive organizations, and you have to take anything they tell you on either side with a grain of salt. Um, So, do I think Kamala Harris is a perfect candidate? No. Do I think the Democratic Party is the perfect party? No, absolutely not. But the Republicans aren't perfect either. And I'm just glad that there's no chance that Joe Biden is going to get in there and have a senior moment in the Situation Room as Putin is invading Poland or Iran is on the verge of having the nuclear bomb.
Well, technically, he still could have that moment because he's still the president of the United States right now. So,
That's true. That's
do
true.
you
But
do you think that
Aha.
he should resign the current presidency, given
I
what you
think that
said? Because he could have a senior moment today where America needs some type of important national security decision made right now at 3 o'clock. But he could. Do you think he should resign given the issues you just talked about?
absolutely. So I think that the chances of him having a senior moment over the next 6 months at a moment of national importance are way less than the chances of him having a senior moment at a moment of national importance over the next 4 years. Right? Just as a product of the duration of time that he's in there, but also as a product of where he is now compared to where he is going to be in 2 or 3 years. Right? These are degenerative conditions, and he has senior moments now, but in 2 or 3 years, they're going to be more frequent. They're going to be a bigger and bigger part of his day to day life. So I don't think that he has to resign the presidency right now. I think that that is kind of. I don't know the entire process to that, but I would imagine that there's some process and there's some that it would be time consuming for him to do that when he could just run out the clock. And I think that him doing that maybe is a bit of a risk, but I think that him doing that is ultimately fine. The real kicker for me, and the reason why, I mean, I've been a lifelong Democrat, and even I was gonna like vote for Donald Trump over Joe Biden because he just couldn't do it for 4 more years. The issue,
And just listening to Randall speak, it's interesting that folks feel like they have to choose either a Democrat or Republican, and are too myopic that they can't see beyond the two-party system or even engage in some other type of political experimentation to try to build this form of dual power. It's crazy. What a crazy week, right? I mean, a week ago it was Trump and Biden, and a week later we are a hair's breadth away from it having been J.D. Vance and Kamala Harris, and the deep state would have got its reset that it so desperately wants. Kind of this fresh coat of paint, if you will, on an automobile that is sputtering out of control. That's my assessment of it, at least. But I'm curious to get thoughts from the hosts and maybe some of our other speakers. One of the big things that I recognize is kind of this shift among Black voters in the United States toward Trump. We saw that shift to Trump from Romney. Trump continuing to improve with kind of the Black demographic in the United States. And I'm curious, what some of the initial thoughts here are on Kamala. Of course, she's in an interracial marriage. Um, of course, Obama was able to galvanize a lot of people, but he was very well spoken. He was kind of charismatic. He was, a good looking, tall man. But I'm curious what the thoughts are. I don't know if you guys have discussed this already, but what the thoughts are here on Kamala's ability to kind of galvanize Black America and get them back into the political system that they may not be so happy with, and how the interracial marriage might factor into that.
So, look, we know that Kamala Harris, and I think what Black Americans should be reminded of is specifically what Kamala Harris said when she was asked about Black Americans. She was asked specifically, "What will you do for Black Americans?" And she says, "Oh, I'm not going to do anything specific for Black Americans. What I do for one American benefits all Americans." So she clearly stated that she had no policy nor agenda for Black Americans. I don't expect her to do anything differently now. What we do know from President Trump is at least he did have the platinum plan, and what we did know is that he did move forth on the First Step Act which benefited many Black Americans. And so, uh, in terms of her galvanizing Black folks, she did nothing as vice president with pushing initiatives that were meaningful. She could at least say, you know what, I'm going to focus and draw half my attention or a quarter of my attention on reparations or on police brutality and tackle that and lobby Congress to do something. Or she could have put in some items and legislations before the president. She did nothing that was meaningful for Black Americans. And so, again, I don't expect her to really speak to Black voters with anything of that has tangibles. Now, if this is how she can win, if she can guarantee a roadmap for reparations for Black Americans, she can win this thing. Everybody that's Black will start voting for her.
Yeah, Sir Major, it seems like that would have to be really detailed and spelled out. And very,
Man, if they
Democrats
better
always-
not come with another "My President is Black" campaign, niggas ain't gonna. I don't know. She got to come with the reparations.
You're sourly mistaken. Again, 90% of Black women voted for Kamala Harris with that statement being said. Well, that was post that statement, right? I mean, post the election that she said that. But I mean, the support was going to be there. 70 to 85% of Black people were still going to vote for the Democrats. It is what it is. It sounds good, but I do think there's a growing sentiment from Black people that, overall voting for this party, you're still on the have a zero net wealth in the next 30 years. Nothing's improving, right? So, I mean, that older population that vote, I'm voting blue because, that's what family did. I think that older population is dying out. Younger voters are not so much voting because my parents told me to, because that's what we do. I think it's more about what you're getting out of it before you vote. I think that has more to
Yeah, I'm a little concerned about the proportion of Republican Democrat vote, but there's obviously a huge demographic of people who just don't want to take part in the political system at all. And my response to that, this won't stop that general trajectory of people feeling like the political system as a whole is whether they're white, Black, this, that, or the other. But I'm ready to hear about that on that point. I was going to say, I think that if you want to galvanize those people who are disaffected, that you really have to offer something very, very concrete. Not just report the language of inclusion and such, but have material.
Hey, so Major Daniel Rios, what's the odds that this shit turn racial? I don't know. In my heart, I feel like this shit about to racial.
It's America's always going to have a racial aspect to it. It's just how much they play on it. Again, like if you go with Mage, or what they say in the debate, Trump got attacked, you can't do that. Again, the media would crucify him if he did what he did Hillary, right? That's opportunity, and aggressive attack. No, it's not more so what Bev said. Let her talk her own stuff to that hole, which she can. I think she didn't rise to the occasion, but that's yet to be seen because she hasn't done it. But I did see that post about those campaign donations where they say avalanche donations for the Harris campaign, and that was a report from CNN. But let's get you want to jump in, Big Bird go.
Hey, look, I'm not surprised. We've been in space together for a while now, and this for a while now. This was obvious. This party doesn't care about the country. It doesn't disenfranchise millions of voters because they lose election. So at the end of the day, he's not concerned about any of that. And let's be honest, Barack Obama's a real winner today. He's been behind the Blue Biden campaign from the jump. He knew the writing on the wall, and you think Democrats are going to look like more hypocrites by giving Kamala Harris. She's not the nominee because not because he's the only person that has access to money, right? So at the end of the day, all the money that's in their war chest has to go through her. I think for a VP, she probably has someone like people to judge. If you didn't realize this, which is on Bill Meyer attacking the advance directly. He's from the West, he's a white dude, he's gay, so he kind of fits the diversity report.
Wow, Devon, he was.
I'm telling you,
it's the play. It's gotta be Midwest.
It's got to be the Western white. You have to understand. He's from Indiana, right? He's Indiana, which is right next door to Ohio. They share a border, right? And so I'm telling you folks, none of this is people are talking about Amos here, Gavin Newsom. There's no city governor in the right mind that was going to lose ticket. You put someone out like people who just is already in cabinet, so you're losing them up there, and you might be able to compete for some of the white working class in the West. I don't think people just is going to be that guy. Just like I don't think Kamala Harris is going to be our first female vice president. I don't think Gavin is in there. But if they want to make us competitive, that's their best shot. And I don't think, like I said, it's no mistake. So we was up there, like, this is weird. You don't see Gavin Newsom. No, Gavin Newsom.
No, you can't have two from
Beyond that, Gavin Newsom wants to be president. Gavin Newsom wants to be president. Okay, California does not have permanent governors. There's no way Gavin Newsom is going to give up running the state with the largest GDP to run Kamala Harris' ticket, right? And he's not moving, and she ain't moving. So I don't see that as a reality. I heard Andy Bashir. Now, if one of those guys is on top of the ticket, you got a different ballgame. But these folks can't do it because what does it look like? If the party that talks about how the GOP hates Black women rejects and throws their ass off, and you don't think the CDC would have something to say about that, you have not been paying attention to Jim Clyburn. Jim Clyburn already said that it's not Biden, it's going to be Kamala, and he pretty much runs the show. So
that's the maker. Come on,
well, how was Jimbo? How was Jimbo? He got first, just like that. How is he?
the CBC takes really
Man, that's slap the shot his ass.
All of the former House leadership, Nancy Pelosi, Jim Clyburn, all those guys are still in office. They didn't give up their seats. They still, but Nancy Pelosi and Barack Obama have been leading this campaign to remove Joe Biden and to put up Kamala Harris. Okay, that's who's behind this whole thing. I don't know what type of lies. They must have been feeding on propaganda. Barack Obama is not like Joe Biden. I don't know why. He's not like he told him not to run 2016. He wanted Hillary one because he thought she was a better candidate. When Joe said he was going to run 2020, Biden didn't want me. Obama didn't want to run. Never been a fan of this guy. Obama was a white guy who had many years in the Senate. That kind of Obama with congressional relations and make him look less extreme.
What did I tell you about
That's
that?
all it was.
Is it true that Joe Biden was extorting Barack Obama with gay?
Maybe. I don't know. All I would say is this. I mean, if you're going to honest conversation about who really pulls the strings in the Democratic Party, no Kyle First on that side, Barack Obama. Easily point blank period. I mean, that's kind of how that goes. And I saw Hillary Clinton endorse. I saw Biden endorse Kamala. I haven't seen Barack Obama endorse Kamala. I haven't seen Nancy Pelosi. I haven't seen either.
Not
so, we'll see.
Hey, bro, I got a question. I got an honest question to you, bro. I'm reading these tweets, right? And some people are saying that this, I'm not a conspiracy theory. They're like, how the fuck was you just saying I'm not dropping it? I don't know what to like this morning. And 2 hours later, you're like, no, I'm hanging it up. It's like
the money dried up. The donor said we are not giving your ass any more money if you don't drop out. And I'm telling you, money talks.
They would have bullshit wall. And they held that money
This was overthrowing the current heads of the Democrat Party, not donors, and Barack Obama's winning the party. I'm telling you right now, that's the reason Biden was fighting against Obama. And I think this also cannot be understated. We are in the most consequential presidential debate in American history. I mean, this literally happened within a month of the worst debate format I've ever seen in my life. I mean, this is unprecedented. So we're in uncharted territory, and I know I approach things from a national security foreign policy perspective. If I'm a country that hates America, I make all my moves right now. Because clearly, as Biden done himself, I'm only lobbying out if I have a medical condition. So the implication is you have a medical condition. You can no longer run this country.
That maybe that lead previous to what Mace was saying earlier. Was that COVID diagnosis or cover up something else for an episode?
The man has dementia for some time. This is not a,
That's what I said. Hey, Joe, let me what I said earlier. Joe Biden categorically either has dementia, Parkinson's disease, or Alzheimer's. He's got one of those for sure. And we know that he was scheduled, the day he had COVID, I knew that was a lie. We knew that he had a speech that he was supposed to deliver. And he was not going to be able to perform because of his neurological issues. So they lied and said, well, they knew that the first time that he had COVID, or that he had a cold, the night before they were disappeared. So they're like, the only way out, and the only justification we give for him not being able to do the speech he's supposed to deliver, if he might say he had COVID. Okay. If he had COVID, which we didn't. Why was he out shaking hands with people who didn't have COVID? They were shaking hands, it was like, sit your ass down, we decide. And breaking news, the CDC had orders, Kamala Harris for president. So I think that Kamala Harris should go for the presidency because she knew that the president for months on end was incompetent. She knew that neurologically he's not there. And if there's things put in place for when those things arises, the 25th Amendment should have been immediately invoked. Okay, fine, you want to get started, that's fine, cool. But when they realize that this guy's not there, they should have invoked the 25th. And I think not to do so is a threat to national security. Because the only person that's supposed to be making certain decisions is the current president of the United States. Not the vice president, not his wife, not former presidents, not the chiefs of staff, not the joint chiefs. It's supposed to be the president. Okay? And so being that he's not able to fulfill his duties, she should have invoked the 25th. But she was trying to remain loyal to him. And mind you, Joe Biden's team did not respect Kamala Harris' team. They fell out. They got fight behind certain shit that bows to me. The other thing that I want to name in the base is this. Kamala Harris. So being that she did do what she should have done, that should forfeit her opportunity to be the president of the United States. And I think that when Donald Trump wins this election, a lot of the documents that once you uncover, this guy's not working for a long time. A lot of stuff is going to uncover. And the question is, what should happen? What should happen if the president of the United States was not calling the shots? Whichever their party calls the shots.
Major. This has been the case for years. I have been on this app for years. Since the beginning, since the beginning of the Biden presidency, I have said he is not okay. And I would call it a conspiracy theorist, I would call it an ageist, I would call it whatever you want to name it. Be it Republican on this app, conservatives on this app, I've been saying this for years. He is not okay. Someone else is calling shots. And for years, we've been told we're crazy since Barack Obama. The show. But it's not them, Major. It's his staff, his inner circle. They were trying to cover it up. They knew for a fact that he was not well. They thought that the debate night he could have possibly pulled out maybe a State of the Union type address. And once they could no longer hide it from the American people, right? They knew. Once they couldn't hide it from the longer, that's when these conversations started happening in public. They started saying everything in public that they've been saying in private for years.
If he's unfit to run for president of the United States, why is he fit to survive?
They didn't answer that same question. He said he should resign immediately. You're no longer fit to run a campaign. Why are you running the country? Because we can't, the country is part of the campaign. So we can't do that.
Can Congress compel the president of the United States to appear before them over here?
The only people that can move the president is or you can make an amendment. That's the only option you got. And they're not going to do that because they can get by the time for 4 months. And Kamala milking the 25th probably would not look very well for her. This look good. They don't like to do good. They like to look good. It looks messy if they start removing him that way. They want him to ride into the sunset and probably a nice documentary on HBO and a great book by Simon Schuster. The question is, and I think it's people judge. That's my guess.
Is he Jewish? Is he Jewish? Because they would have
no, he's not a Jew, but they don't care about that. See, here's the thing. White working class people are a competitive demographic. Some of them vote Republican, some of them vote Democrat. Okay? That is the target demographic for this election. Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Those are the states that they're really looking for the VP to win. So that tells me whoever they pick the VP has to be somebody from that area. You cannot have a West Coast liberal as your VP. That would be worse than you could do to gain the Midwestern working class vote. It's got to be someone from the Midwest. I don't think Westmore leads to governorship or English here. He's not that. It's got to be someone because those guys have president ambitions. You want to win. So going to take harm their ability and their name doesn't make sense. Come on. I mean, unless they're sweet guys, I can see it.
I will say this: shame on the Kennedys for turning their back on their own flesh and blood for Joe Biden. Joe Biden's not even a contender anymore, and y'all shit on your own family, endorse the ops, if you will, and shit all over Robert Kennedy. And the guy is not even going to be the presidential nominee. That's
you get that people turn on family. That tells me a lot about the whole family. That's probably why they're cursed.
Yeah.
I really want to get Steven's take on this. So King Jeffrey just made a statement about Biden and his accomplishments. President Joe Biden is one of the most accomplished and consequential leaders in America's life. But Steven said Joe Biden must resign. I'm curious as to why he made that statement. So I'm trying to get Steven. Damn, Steven. Maybe he's on one of y'all. Maybe he's not competent to run, right?
Right now, I think we, Nikki Barnes is on suicide watch. There should be
and don't forget his ass.
Yeah. They're on suicide watch right now. We need to do a welfare checks on them. Where else we get Nikki Barnes make sure she's okay. I don't know if she needs to be medicated or what's going on, but I know she's out there pulling her hair right now.
She's earning her bag right now. She's gonna gotta do damage control.
They have a space